Hello and welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, April 18th, 2018. New comic book day, best day of the week. I know somebody said that along with me there when I said it. Anyways, time for another new comic haul video. Got some good books out this week, and again, kind of throughout my video, I'll throw a few images on the screen that some stuff you're going to want to know about. I'm going to give a quick shout out to two new subscribers of mine. They're both new YouTubers, and I want to try and help them out, get their subs up a bit. Marvel Noob, he's got a cool channel. I checked out a couple of his videos, and Brian the Collector of All, and I think Brian's got a contest going right now. It just popped up, so I'm going to enter that later today. Yeah, so there'll be links below in the comments if you want to check them out. All right, so a couple books that showed up in the mail for me this past week. I got my Amazing Spider-Man number 798, the Virgin variant. That one showed up. I was happy to get that, and it showed up in really nice shape, which is good, which is what I was hoping for. So, anyways, and I got my Clayton Crane 798 as well. That's the I think that one's 3,000 print run on that one. That's like the previous one for 796 that I showed, but for 798, it's a cool looking cover. I really like the red background on that one, so nice looking cover. And my good buddy Gino Bonino, before I get going into my new books, I sent him some books, and then he sent me some books. He sent me X-Men Legacy 214, which is the first appearance of Miss Sinister, who's supposed to be in the Dark Phoenix movie coming out. He also sent me Amazing Spider-Man 363, which is one of the books I did not have, if you can believe that. I have 361 and 362 and everything else, and for whatever reason, I never got that one. I don't know why. So yeah, thanks, Gino. That was awesome for sending me that. And then he also sent me Factor X number 1, which is, as far as I understand, is the first appearance of Bedlam, who is going to be in the upcoming Deadpool movie as part of X-Force. So, and he also sent me number 2 as well. So yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Gino, very much for that. I sent him some pretty good books, but yeah, nothing like that. So that's pretty cool. Gonna start out with my independents today. Finally, my John Wick showed up. This thing, man, this thing has been delayed for, it's got to be 3 or 4 months. It was supposed to be out months ago. But anyways, I got 3 covers. I got that cover. I'm not sure. I think that's the B cover or C. I don't know. I think this is A here, the pink one. And then this is the other variant. So I got 3 covers for that. I'm really looking forward to that one, because this one actually is canon for the movie. So the characters in here and places in here will be in the movies and stuff, so this is a good book to get, and it's a low print run on those too. That's Dynamite Comics. That's a good one to get. That's it for independents for me this week. I didn't get a ton of independents. As far as DC goes, picked up Damage number 4. I'm liking this series, and I really like these New Age of Heroes. I've talked about them a few times. There's stuff popping up in here which is going to have a big importance down the road, so I highly recommend you pick these books up. Mr. Miracle number 8 was out today. I got the 2 covers for that one. Yeah, that's a regular. That's a nice looking, really nice looking cover. Man, there's some really good covers out lately on some of these books. So that's Mr. Miracle number 8. Picked up Batman 45. I got the regular, and I got the variant cover. This variant cover, if you can get that one, that's an honorable mention this week. I'm trying to get that cover. That's a Jim Lee cover. It's a really nice cover, and they've done this kind of low profile. It's almost like the Young Guns that Marvel was doing, where all they had was the name in the bottom corner. So they've moved the logo down to the bottom left corner within a smaller UPC code. It's a really nice cover. I have to tell you though, I'm almost at the point of dropping Batman, because this whole story revolves around Booster Gold, who I hate with a passion. He just reminds me of Jess Piccoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, just big California stoner. And man, it pisses me off to no end. And this story, to be honest, sucked ass. And if they're going to keep going with Booster Gold and Batman, and that last story arc with Poison Ivy was not very good either, I don't know if I'm even going to continue with it. So, but anyways, that cover is really nice. I'll definitely I recommend it for that. And as you're all aware, Action Comics 1000 was out today. This is the regular cover here. I only picked up a few of them. I did not grab them all. So that's the regular cover. This is the 1940s cover. I really like that one. I like the older looking covers. They have one for each decade. Then I also picked up the 1950s cover. And then I got the 1960s cover, and it has the old checkbox top, which they were doing for their comics back in the 60s. So that's pretty cool they did that. So I am going to show you an image from inside here, because this I'm going to recommend you pick this up. I didn't think there was going to be anything great in this, but there is a first appearance in here. So if you don't want to know what happens, turn it off. But there's a whole bunch of stories in here, and the last story is written by Bendis and drawn by Jim Lee. So it's called, what's it called? Faster Than a Speeding Bullet. So, or sorry, no, it's called The Truth. Sorry, that was the other one. This one's called The Truth. This is drawn by Jim Lee and written by Bendis. So there's a big fight going on. You see Superman crashing into a building, and the city's blowing up, and there's this big fireball, and just in the fireball you can see an image of this guy showing up. And there's your new character's first appearance of this guy. And his name is, you don't learn that till near the end here. What the heck is his name? His name is Rogol Zar. And on the last page of the book, he mentions that he destroyed the planet Krypton. So obviously this is going to be, you know, a big villain for Superman to deal with going forward. So highly recommend you get that book. It's surprisingly not bad. Like I say, there's I believe there's 10 stories in there. They're not all what I would call earth-shatteringly good stories, but it's definitely one you're going to want for your collection. And because it's got a first appearance of that character, that's pretty cool. So I recommend that one. So that is it from DC. Next up, we got some Marvel. Got a little bit of stuff from them. Got a couple. I'll start with my second prints. I got third printing of $7.95. I really like this black and white cover they did for that. And also the second print for $7.96. Again, that black and white. That's really cool. I like that a lot. First up, we got Weapon H. And with Weapon H, I'm going to show you an image in here as well. If you haven't, if you're going to read this, you don't want to know, maybe fast forward or whatever, but right at the end of the book, he's fighting the Wendigo again, which he did the whole last book. And right at the end of the book, last page, you get this crazy ass looking ship, and with a Brood inside it. So the Brood are back, and there's the cover for the next issue, and it looks really good. Like the Brood, I don't know if you remember if anybody was buying the X-Men back in the 90s there when they had the Brood. Man, it's pretty cool, and that's a cool looking cover. I hope he actually is in the story, because that looks awesome. So anyways, the Brood is definitely back, so that is going to be cool. Recommend sticking. I like this Weapon H. I mean, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's actually pretty good. So got the final issue in that story arc of Tales of Suspense, and I think it ends with that one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. So Iron Fist number 80 was out, and again, that's continuation of that Damnation storyline. Infinity Countdown number 2 was out, so I grabbed that. There's a bunch of covers. I grabbed 4 of them. That's the regular cover. I got the Venom 30th anniversary variant. And I love Galactus, and with him on the front cover, I had to get that one. So that's that one there, and I also got this one here. I think there's like 8 different covers or something for this. I was not going to grab them all, but got those. I grabbed Venomized number 3 was out. There's a variant cover, and this is the regular cover. And again, I'm going to show you something that happens in here too, so if you don't want to know, again, turn it off. But at the end of the last issue, Cletus Cassidy was in a chamber in a lab somewhere, and he was starting to get covered in the Venom symbiote. And right at the end of this one, he shows up, but he's now mutated into this weird looking creature kind of thing. So that's Cletus Cassidy now. So we're going to have to see where that goes, but that's kind of interesting. He's right at the last page of Venomized number 3, so that's kind of cool. I like that character, so interesting to see where that goes. Next up, we got Avengers No Surrender number 689. And man, this series has been really good. I have really enjoyed this. I like how there's a new book every week, and there's been so many things popping up in this this whole run. And the artwork is amazing. This art is a great looking cover with the Grandmaster on the front. I also got the variant cover as well. But yeah, that's a great series. I love that series. It's just stuff's getting blown up and everything else the whole way through. So my pick of the week this week is Amazing Spider-Man 799. And again, this cover has got to be one of my all-time favorite covers. It's just a gorgeous cover. I believe it's an Alex Ross cover. Really cool. I got the Ramos connecting variant. That one is really cool. And I also got the 1 for 50 McGinnis cover. All three of those are awesome covers. They're so good. And this story takes a huge twist. I thought maybe I was talking last week that maybe Spider-Man would have the black suit and whatnot, and he doesn't. But I am going to show an image in here what happens, because it's a pretty good twist at the end. So if you don't want to know, you want to turn it off. So basically, Peter Parker knows that Red Goblin's coming for all the people he loves. So he's got all his friends to kind of help him out. He's got Human Torch and Miles Morales. He's got Anti-Venom. He's got all these people helping him out, watching the people he loves. And the Red Goblin shows up and goes after Harry Osborn and his wife and kids and everything. And so, of course, all the heroes come in to try and fight the Red Goblin, and he basically knocks them all out. Spider-Man puts his suit back, even though he's injured. He tries to get back into it. He can't fight because he's all injured. So Anti-Venom touches him and fixes up his leg. Where is that? Right here. And right at the end, so Red Goblin grabs Normie Osborn and turns him into a second Red Goblin. So you've now got 2 Red Goblins. Because there was rumors that Red Goblin's going to die in 800, and then people are thinking, oh, well, then that'll be the end of the Red Goblin, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a character going forward that is going to be part of the Marvel Universe from now on, so these books are definitely going to be ones you're going to want to have. And so my good friend Gino Bonino, who sent me these books, texted me a couple days ago and said that Spider-Man, you're seeing an image on the screen for Amazing Spider-Man 263, which is actually the first appearance of Normie Osborn. It's actually when he's born in the hospital, but technically I guess that's his first appearance. And the price on that book is, it used to, you could buy that a week ago, you could have got it for like cover price, $5 on eBay. Now they're like $30 to $60. So if you happen to be at your comic shop and you see Spider-Man 263, grab it, because that is technically the first appearance of Normie Osborn, who becomes the second Red Goblin in 799. So yeah, that's a really good one to get. I ordered one before the price went up, thanks to Gino. And it's kind of out in the wild. CBSI's got an article on it as well. I believe it was Topher that put that out, so congrats to him for putting that out as well. So yeah, 263, that's a good one. There's also Web of Spider-Man 61 and a couple other books. Death of Inhumans, Donny Cates. There's going to be another image on the screen. That's it for this week. Sorry, by the way, guys. He's announced that there's going to be a brand new character introduced in that Death of Inhumans that he's putting out. That comes out July 4th. And I just saw today that he said it's going to be in issue number 1 is going to be the first appearance of this new character called Vox. And there's, like I say, there's an image on the screen, and that's a cool looking character. So yeah, that's definitely one you're going to want in your pull list. I don't know, the FOC's a little ways off on that, so you got some time, but anyways, that's a good one to get. Justice League number 3, I was reading that the Green Lantern, John Stewart, he's going to be turned into an ultraviolet lantern, and that comes out on July 4th, so make sure you get that on your pull list. Wonder Woman 50 has the arrival of new gods in the DC Universe. That comes out July 11th. Suicide Squad 40 and 41 have 2 really nice Matina covers if you're into that. I mentioned before Death or Glory by Rick Remender. That comes out on May 2nd. That's coming out pretty soon. It's got a really cool looking story, and it's basically 3 days. It's the main character has 3 days to pull off 4 heists. I believe it's to save her father, to pay for medical surgery or something. But anyways, it's got some really cool cars and a fun story. It kind of reminds me of Smokey and the Bandit meets Road Warriors, kind of what it reminds me of, so it looks really good. Talking about, I mentioned Weapon H earlier. I was reading that Greg Pak has said at least 2 characters he's created will play big roles in the second story arc of Weapon H. So I don't know if that means there's new appearances showing up, or just characters that he's created in the past will be showing up. But keep your eye on Weapon H, because there may be some new characters coming for that. And if you can get it, I'm going to put an image of Action 1000. It's a Jim Lee cover. I believe it's a Midtown variant, but it's got the actual villain, that guy I showed earlier from Action 1000, on the cover of the book fighting Superman. If you can find that one, or you might be able to order off Midtown, maybe try and check that one out, because the price on that one might have, because it's a first appearance, and that would be first cover appearance and first appearance in the book. That would be a good one to get. So anyways, that's it for today, folks. Take care, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye for now.